Ready, hon?
All set, my love. Please envelop this entity so completely in love that all needs, wants, and desires are chosen.
And greetings.
Greetings, Wonders.
Greetings, Maggie.
Would you please go to whom, to where, and to when you are directed? Would you please locate your facilitator, Maggie McGuffin Gadet, on November 12th, 2007?
Yes, we have you.
We are gathered here at 8361 11th Line, our number 2 in the town of Thornton in the province of Ontario, to do a reading for the Wonders Hour radio show. May we begin?
Please.
Thank you, Wonders. Let's see. Wonders, we have some questions from our listeners, but they're questions that I have as well.
Oh, you're trying to hedge your bets now.
I am.
It's amazing what a little fear will do for you, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Would it be fair to say that you're slightly afraid?
Yeah, it's funny. It really is funny. I'm thinking, okay, I hope this sounds like a lot like my questions, because I do have an interest. But it's funny.
So why the fear?
I was just going to say, why the fear?
Why do you think?
I guess just getting those perfect questions, or
Could it have something to do with your own perspective of sufficiency?
yes, being sufficient enough to ask. Yeah,
Realizing that, what is there in asking?
I know.
You see?
I know.
We may say to you, make it your own,
Yeah,
and we may say, okay, we'll answer.
yeah.
But if you don't ask, you will never know.
That's true, isn't it? That's about everything in life, really.
It is, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
It's all about asking, isn't it? Mm-hmm. About searching.
Yeah.
If you don't ask the question, how could you ever discover the answer?
Exactly.
You see?
Yes.
How many people do you know that never ask questions?
Some. Yeah, a lot of people.
A lot.
Yeah.
In fact, they come to us and
Yes.
they ask specific questions about a specific idea that they have. Never go beyond that
No.
because they don't dare to ask out of fear.
Yes.
Do they?
Yes. And even if they have some extra time, it's hard for them to ask the extra questions.
Yes. What would be an extra question? What is the universe about?
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
Many other extra questions. But yet never asked.
Yes.
Which, of course, if you were to think of it as a big bucket with, in this, two buckets. On your left side is the bucket with the questions asked. On your right side is the bucket with the questions never asked. Which bucket do you think is going to be really big?
The questions never asked.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure
Why
is.
would you spend your whole life where the best that you can say for yourself when it's all over is, I got a bigger bucket of questions not asked.
Yeah. Yeah, really. When you go through the review process, do you actually look at that? Do you see that
course
bucket
you
of
do.
questions? Yeah.
Because each question leads to another question, which leads to another question. Each choice leads to another choice, which leads to another choice. Yes, you will review everything. And you will review all the questions that were never asked.
Yes.
And you will review the ones that were. Not to judge it, as we keep saying, but just to realize. Do you see?
Yes.
So what questions would you like to ask now?
Okay. I have a question about other channeled sources. Example, like that.
That's an interesting question. Because, again, are they... Please ask the questions.
Okay. I wondered about their evolutionary process right now, what they're working towards.
Well, see it from this perspective. In the universe, not just the planet Earth, in the universe, there are a variety of different awarenesses that are expressing themselves. Do you see?
Yes.
Each awareness has an expression different than the other. Each awareness, to one degree or another, has a limit based on its own limitation and self-awareness. Do you see? Those that are presently being channeled on the planet Earth, there's quite a few of them, we assure you, not just the popular ones. Do you see?
Yes.
They're coming through individuals who, by their very nature, are unaware of who they are as well. Do you see?
Yes.
So you've got an aware, limited awareness, but a more aware energy, entity, trying to contract themselves through an individual with limited awareness. Do you see? And every entity that comes through in a channel form will use a good portion of the awareness of that particular person they're coming through. Do you see?
Yes.
Time, places, etc., for example. Do you see? But then there's the question of fear, isn't there?
Yes.
And the person who's doing the channeling, known as the channeler, similar to what Dear Renee is. Do you see?
Yes.
They are the individual who, by their very nature, may have a variety of different perspectives of love, fear, passion, excitement, joy, limitlessness, sufficiency. Do you see? So they see themselves a certain way. Their belief structures are shaded by some of those perspectives, self-perspectives. Do you see? So their belief structures oftentimes influence the information that's coming through from their channel source. For example, let's say a channel source would speak about love. The channeler, who may be a religious person, would take that and without realizing it, filter that through the filter of religion. You see? So love in the context of religion is how it comes out. Do you see?
Ah, yes.
Still love, but now it's shaded, isn't it?
Yes.
So the channeling, and no matter who it is, we assure you, even Dear Renee, for example, there are filters in place. The advantage that we have with Dear Renee is that he consciously chooses to set aside his filters. So he doesn't interfere with our communication with you. Do you see? And when he does, he allows us to set them aside. Do you see?
Yes.
So he's willing to allow us that freedom to communicate. And a lot of individuals who are channelers would say that they do the same. And in fact, they would spend a great deal of time arguing that they are exactly the same as Dear Renee. But yet they use, in a subconscious way, most of their filters. Do you see? Then you have the actual channel source, that which is coming through. Now, as Dear Renee called us the Wonders, every other channeler has called their source something else. Do you see? Some are called by certain physical names. Uncle George, Aunt Millie. Do you see?
Yes.
Some are called by very esoteric names. Some are called by names of like Syrians or the Pleiadians, for example. Do you see? It's a lot of times these particular sources coming through name themselves, but understand that the naming of themselves indicates, by the very nature of that naming of themselves, a filter. Whether it be the source's filter or the channeler's filter, there's a filter at play. Do you see? So the resultant is, of course, is you do have then a variety of different sources that are coming through with their own particular filters, filtered then again by the channeler's filters. Do you see? So now you've gotten these entities that are trying to come through, and they're trying to come through for a variety of different reasons. In some cases, very selfish reasons, because they like to talk to humanity. You see?
Yes.
In other cases, very altruistic reasons. They want to expand humanity's consciousness. Do you see? In some cases, they have fear reasons. They fear that if it doesn't happen, they won't grow. Do you see? In other cases, it's they have love. They say to themselves that they're doing it out of love because really they're trying to love humanity and help it achieve a sense of love, of self-love they're not capable of on their own. We would suggest that that's rather condescending, wouldn't you say?
Very.